Republicans have nothing to attack Kamala Harris for. They can lie and say that she's soft on crime, but she's a career prosecutor and their nominee for president is a felon. They can try to blame her for the unsecure border, but they would be lying, and their nominee for president is the reason that the bipartisan border deal got blown up. They can try to say that she doesn't have enough experience, but she has served in elected office longer than Donald Trump and JD Vance combined. So when Republicans have no real substance to attack their opponent for, they devolve into disgusting and, quite frankly, disgraceful attacks. And when Republicans start making disgraceful attacks, the disgraceful Republicans come out. And that leads us to Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, like many Republicans right now, has been criticizing Kamala Harris for not having what they believe is a conventional family. Kamala Harris obviously married to Doug Emhoff, who has children, and Kamala Harris has helped raise those children. She has been a step-parent, but Republicans don't see that as fit for a president. They have been making these disgraceful attacks on families really across the country, and I don't want to say what Marjorie Taylor Greene did because it is just so gross, so let's check out this clip of a resurfaced video of her on her podcast.
So let's talk about children. Children are in the greatest danger in America today because traditional family values are being destroyed. Mm-hmm. The idea that mom and dad together, not fake mom and fake dad, but biological mom and biological dad, can raise their children together and do what's right for their children, raising them to be confident in who they are, their identity. Their identity is they're a child, made by God.
Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to say that if you are an adopted parent or you are a parent of a stepchild, you are not a real parent. That's just nonsensical. The idea that Republicans want to control every aspect of our lives couldn't be more clear than in that clip right there. They want to dictate what is and what isn't a family, and it's just frankly gross. And of course, it was called out immediately, and Pete Buttigieg had this to say.
I wanted to see if you could react to that, referring to childish couples, or childless, I apologize, in the Democratic Party, the powers that be. He had made similar remarks about Kamala Harris. He seemed to be referencing you. What did you think of that?
I just don't know what kind of guy goes around commenting on other people's families and family structures. When he said that, we were in the middle of an adoption journey, which has since led to us having this incredible change in our lives of raising a son and a daughter, these beautiful twins. When he said that, that hadn't happened yet, but we'd already been through some tough reversals in that adoption journey. And, I don't know. I just don't know why you would bring that into it. If we have a policy disagreement, let's talk about the policy disagreement. But going after people's kids or attacking people for how their family is set up, this is a country where I would like to think that, and never mind campaigns and politics, I'm just saying as people and as policymakers who sometimes disagree, we can all lay off each other's families.
He didn't. When it came to the vice president, referred to her as a childless cat lady. What did you think of that?
Yeah, again, I just think that's beneath the dignity of anybody who seeks to present themselves as a U.S. senator or any kind of leader in this country. And I'm not here to talk about campaigns and elections, so I'll just leave it at that. I think it speaks for itself.
All right, so I kind of see where I'm going with this, but your name has been mentioned on a short list of those she might consider for vice president. So I'm going to try to ask this in a weird way. Could the Transportation Department afford to lose you if you joined a Kamala Harris ticket?
I admire the creativity of how you tried to get me into this, but I just can't talk about campaigns and elections here. What I will say is, as a government matter, I'm proud of the work of the department, and I'm proud to work with the leadership of the president and the vice president.
A perfect call out of ridiculous hypocrisy and strange behavior from Republicans, but Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't the only one saying that in the resurfaced clip from her podcast. Now, that clip is resurfacing because of recent comments by JD Vance, who said this on Tucker Carlson's show about a year ago.
But look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? I just wanted to ask that question and propose.
Republicans want to claim to be the party of freedom, but at the same time, they criticize every lifestyle choice anyone in America wants to make that doesn't exactly line up with how they think everything should go. It's ridiculous, it's insane, and it shows why they shouldn't be in charge, because they want to control every aspect of our lives. It's just complete hypocrisy. And what a stupid, frankly, statement from JD Vance. And so you'd think, okay, he made a bad statement. Hopefully he got called out on it. Yes, he did. Okay, well, hopefully he apologized. And he did apologize, but it was a bad apology, as you can expect. And he had this to say.
Obviously, it was a sarcastic comment. I've got nothing against cats. I've got nothing against dogs. I've got one dog at home, and I love him, Megan. But look, this is not, people are focusing so much on the sarcasm and not on the substance of what I actually said. And the substance of what I said, Megan, I'm sorry, it's true.
So he apologized to the cats, but not to the women who he criticized, and criticized for no good reason? What is wrong with this guy? He is a perfect representation of how weird Republicans are. Want to be critical of everyone else's family and not maybe think about theirs? I don't know. I'm just so appalled by JD Vance and this whole movement of Republicans. And so is Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who had this to say, taking a shot, a well-deserved shot at JD Vance.
And I don't believe it'll work. And I'll tell you what, go ahead and continue to denigrate people. Go ahead. My God, they went after cat people. Good luck with that. Turn on the internet and see what cat people do when you go after them. These people, if it would be funny if it wasn't so sad, they see the least fortunate among us as scapegoats and punchlines for them. Kamala Harris and Democrats see them as our neighbors. That is a big difference. That's a big difference attacking real problems. They don't want to tackle things that are tough, but Joe Biden said this, when America decides to tackle big things, I would never bet against us. So good luck with them to bet against Vice President, soon-to-be President Harris, because the American people are tired of that. It's ridiculous. That show has run out. If he were a TV show, it'd be canceled, so let's just do it in November.
Yeah, if Republicans want to attack cat people, they got another thing coming. They want to go after Taylor Swift. They want to go after Bud Light. They want to attack the NFL. Republicans seem to want to make enemies with our favorite things in the world. Cats, Taylor Swift, the NFL. Like, I don't know what they're going to go after next. Cupcakes? Like, Republicans, for some reason, are the weirdest people on earth. Tim Walz said it perfectly in a clip that we have played previously on other episodes of the show. These people are just weird. The job of our government and our elected officials is kind of to just make the bridges and send out the Social Security checks. It's not to be overly involved in our classrooms, in our doctor's offices, certainly not involved in our households. Republicans are just strange, and to make these ridiculous attacks on Kamala Harris, and I'm sure there are millions of step parents out there who would like a word with Marjorie Taylor Greene, would like a word with JD Vance on why they're not real parents in their eyes. And this is the Republican Party. It's a party of hypocrisy. It's a party of, I love freedom, but not for you. I back the blue, but not Capitol Police who were attacked by the insurrection I incited. This is the Republican Party. This is the MAGA mindset we talk about so much on this show, this cognitive dissonance that they exist in, where they think that they get to criticize everyone, but they are free of criticism. And there has been a strong response on Kamala Harris's behalf, saying that it's ridiculous to say that she's not a parent when she was a part of raising her stepchildren. She was a part of their lives. And the first person to come out and defend her was Doug Emhoff's ex-wife, Kirsten Emhoff, saying this. Kirsten Emhoff, Doug Emhoff's ex-wife, on Republican attacks on Kamala Harris for not having children of her own. These are baseless attacks. For over 10 years since Cole and Ella were teenagers, Kamala has been a co-parent with Doug and I. She is loving, nurturing, fiercely protective, and always present. I love our blended family and am grateful to have her in it. This is the person who Republicans are attacking. It again goes back to the point that I made in the beginning of the show. They have nothing to attack her on. If there was something else out there besides calling her a fake parent, which is just frankly ridiculous, then they would be going after it, but they don't. One, because Kamala Harris has an incredible record, a historic record as vice president, certainly, a historic record as a senator, as an attorney general, as a district attorney, as a prosecutor, a historic record, but it's also because they don't really have policy. The Republican Party isn't about policy. The Republican Party is about, we will attack your freedoms, we will strip your fundamental rights, we will strip away your civil liberties, we'll write a giant tax cut for the rich, and then we're pretty much going to do nothing. This current Congress is the least productive in the modern age. Why? Because of the MAGA majority in the House. These are people who don't want to do their jobs. And if they don't want to do their jobs, they shouldn't have them. We shouldn't elect these people, let these people hold elected office who hate our government and seek to destroy it. No, we should be electing Democrats like Kamala Harris who want to build a better future, who aren't just younger than Donald Trump, because we've been talking about age a lot, who aren't just young, but have young and new ideas on how to progress this country forward. And that is the contrast in this race between do-nothing, hateful, and attacking MAGA Republicans and the historic action of the Democratic Party under President Biden and continuing forward. And I am proud to support that vision for America, and I am proud to support Kamala Harris. And if you are too, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Join the community that we are building on this channel. It has grown so incredibly fast. In just over 2 weeks, we have surged past 65,000 subscribers, and it is because of you, viewer. It is because of your support. And for that, I am so grateful and so thankful for you. And if you are a new subscriber, make sure to let me know in the comments. I'd love to leave a heart, say thank you for your support. It really does mean the world to me. And until next time, I'll see you soon.